we present electric propulsion system optimization for long-endurance solar UAVs. To provide some background, power consumption on UAVs is split between aircraft systems, including propulsion system, flight actuators, and flight avionics, and the mission components, including the computational unit and sensors. Our motivation is to maximize mission outcomes and endurance for solar UAVs. To do so, we need to optimize power consumption. In previous work, we developed a high-fidelity power model that links aircraft trajectory-specific data, such as velocities and climb rate, to calculate the expected power consumption. In addition, we also developed an emulation environment that allows for rapid prototyping of embedded software and hardware, as well as testing our power model. We extend our work creating a propulsion optimization tool for the aircraft. On an electric aircraft, the battery and solar cells provide electrical propulsion power. The motor converts the electrical power into rotation power to drive the propeller. The propeller converts rotation into thrust, applying a forward force to the aircraft. The power model uses analytical models for motor efficiency and experimental data for propeller efficiency. We created an emulation environment that allows us to rapidly test and evaluate autopilot and embedded hardware. In the emulation environment, the same embedded hardware that is used to control the aircraft and gather data from mission and flight sensors is connected to a simulation environment. The interface of this connection emulates the sensors and actuators, making embedded hardware oblivious to if it is running in the real world or in the simulation. The simulation itself can be modified and extended to simulate desired scenarios that need to be tested. Additions to the simulation can include power models, as described earlier, failure scenarios, and much more. Here we show a video of our emulation environment for a fixed-wing UAV. The top left panel provides command and control of the aircraft, including the ability to override controller targets. The bottom left has a display and tuning interface for the PIDs used in the autopilot. The top right provides an overhead map with the aircraft in orange, planned trajectories in yellow, current trajectory in green, and geofencing safety boundary in red. The bottom right has a primary flight display and sensor outputs. In our propulsion system optimization work, we seek to solve current problems and limitations with matching correct propulsion system elements to a given aircraft. The choice of propeller and motor highly influences the efficiency of aircraft. There are thousands of motor and propeller options, with generally only non-scientific advice on proper matching. Our newly developed propulsion system optimization tool works for fixed-wing unmanned aircraft, where we match propeller and motor combinations for given flight conditions or mission profiles. Our tool also considers maximum thrust at minimum speed for upset recovery conditions. Our tool works as following. We start with desired mission, flight segments, and datasets for possible propellers and motors. The thrust and velocity requirements for the desired mission segments are computed using the aforementioned power model. Simultaneously, propeller and motor combinations are tabulated with associated datasets. A flight segment efficiency algorithm then computes combination segment efficiency for each propeller motor combination and flight segment. These intermediate results are then used to compute the overall mission efficiency for each combination. The results are then ranked and the best combination for a given mission is chosen. We experimentally validated our propulsion optimization tool through flight testing. For our experimental setup, we used our standard Avistar testbed aircraft, which has been used in many previous works. We started with the default propeller and motor combination that was recommended for the aircraft. By performing benchmark testing, the optimization conditions were determined. The optimization tool was given to optimize the propulsion system for level flight at 20 meters per second with an estimated thrust requirement of between 3 to 5 newtons. For practical purposes, the motor was constrained to the current motor installed on the aircraft. However, the tool was given data for hundreds of propellers in existing datasets. Here we show the output for the optimization tool. The first set of bars shows the efficiency of the baseline propeller matched with the baseline motor. The next set of bars shows the efficiency of the best matched propellers with the baseline motor. As can be seen, the baseline propeller motor set yields an efficiency of approximately 50%. The best matched combinations provide efficiencies as high as 70%. Now, if we look at the maximum thrust produced at the aircraft's stall speed of 15 meters per second, we can see the top two combinations produce insufficient thrust. However, the third combination can produce sufficient thrust for stall recovery and allows for approximately 20% savings in power. We later confirmed this combination's 20% power savings through flight testing. To further demonstrate our propulsion optimization tool, we performed simulations of two missions. For our setup, we used our Avistar testbed aircraft, which had been previously used for the validation. We loaded in hundreds of possible propellers and dozens of compatible motors. This yielded thousands of possible combinations. For our missions, we constrained ourselves to two missions with real-world applications. The missions had variable speed and flight angles throughout the mission and included takeoff and landing. Our first mission was that of a field coverage problem that is typical of agriculture applications. The aircraft would zigzag above a field at approximately 20 meters per second. The results showed that we could gain a 50% efficiency improvement with an optimized propeller motor combination. Our second mission was that of a long-distance multi-site inspection that would be typical of infrastructure inspection. The aircraft flies straight at 23 meters per second and then loiters above targets. Here, we found up to a 75% efficiency improvement with optimized propeller motor combination. To conclude, we previously developed a power model that provides high-fidelity estimation of aircraft propulsion power requirements solely based on aircraft inertial state. Additionally, we created an emulation environment as a tool for rapid prototyping, and that can integrate the aforementioned power model as well as other functionality. In our current work, we developed, experimentally validated, and further simulated a propulsion system optimization tool that selects the most efficient propeller motor combinations for a given mission. For our current and upcoming work, we are finalizing the development of our aircraft. We are specifically focusing on miniaturization, performance, and efficiency improvement. Our solar-powered aircraft will have a 4-meter wingspan, weigh approximately 3.1 kilograms, be able to produce up to 64 watts of power, and have an internal battery capacity of 302 watt-hours. The airframe was developed off an F5 model's Pulsar 4E Pro. The avionics are based on an Alvolo FC Plus DAC system. The mission sensor is a Sony HD camera, and the solar cells are Alta Devices single-junction gallium arsenic cells. For future work, we will optimize mission profiles and aircraft configuration, complete aircraft development, and then perform long-endurance solar-powered flight. Here are references to our current works. More information and these publications are available at the website below.